can teach it, then you've got to believe that they can learn it. And then the next thing is figuring out how to teach it so that all of them learn it, not just these and not just those. And like we always do, we're continuously in meaningful instruction with effective engagement, looking at diverse learners. All the PD that we attend, a lot of the PD we went through this morning addresses different ways to implement strategies, effective questioning, implementing champs, get more familiar with poverty lifestyle, poverty culture, because as you looked at, we're 52%. Right now, we're slightly higher. Almost over half of our students live in poverty, according to our free reduced lunch numbers. So that'll help us help meet that goal. And then finally, provide a support system, not just in the classroom, but how to deal with those emotions, positive or negative. You know, we talked about we're a 7 through 12 school, so we get a lot of students that when they come in here, they get more responsibility, they get more freedom. They don't always use that in the most positive manner. Not only in the classroom, but how they carry themselves in the hallway, how they interact with others, and in their extracurricular activities. You know, we've got most of the kids who want to play something are playing something, or they've got something they can be involved in. So we're not just the big 3 sports school. We've got the sports, but we've got track, we've got golf, we've got some minor sports, you know, and we've got different interest groups. We've got choir, we've got band, we've got robotics, we've got all the clubs and whatnot. So that gives all this culture somewhere to fit in, something they can be successful with, other than just worried about nothing but what grade did I make in that class. All right, Coach. So when we look at kind of some areas that we're going to focus on, because of our free reduced numbers, we also need to consider what are we going to do to help these impoverished kids. Okay? The main thing that we need to do is we've got to make sure we give them their basic what they need. Post standard, their nutrition, their shelter, their sense of belonging, and all that stuff that we've all learned through our educational program, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We've got to give them that. But recognize and celebrate the small stuff. You know, there's an old adage that if you look hard enough, you'll find what you're looking for. So if you're looking for something negative, that's what you're going to see. If you're looking for something positive, you're probably going to find it. Now, it may not be a great, huge deal. It may not be what you want it to be, but try to find what they're good at and then build upon that. So help those kids that come from struggling backgrounds or don't have things like a lot of us do anyway. Just continue to do that. The other thing, strengthen relationships. We all know that building relationships is probably the most important priority in our student success, especially those that come from an impoverished background. Because they're impoverished, the situation they're in, they probably don't have the best of relationships in a lot of different aspects of their life. So, you know, looking at them, helping them spiritually, motivating them, you know, emotionally, and then hopefully that will help bring them around so that they better perform academically on those standardized tests. Mixed scheduling, which we do. We don't necessarily group all of those kids that have those free reduced lunches. We don't group them all in one category. We intermingle them because research has shown that the more culturally diverse a population is, the more successful it is. And a lot of studies link that back to why we may not agree with it now, but a lot of our country is still the best place to be in a lot of other places. It's not the best at times, but it's still better than a lot of other places. And so that's a battle that's going on politically right now as well. But mixed scheduling and working together with these kids to bring them along. Give them what they need to help them further develop. And then, this is a big thing. I try to teach this in my class, and sometimes I think it sticks, sometimes I don't know if it'll ever stick, but we try, is whether you succeed or whether you fail, it's not predestined. Just because you showed up today doesn't mean you're going to fail. It doesn't mean you're going to succeed. That's your choice. And kind of like what Ms. Williams mentioned in our training this morning, that, you know, I try to teach mine. I know a lot of you do the same. A lot of us coaches do the same in all of our different sports. But, you know, you can't control somebody's reaction or action, but you can control how you react to that. So in the classroom, their choice to do or not do what we need them to do, they don't necessarily control what instructions we're giving them, but it's all on them how they choose to react to that instruction. But a lot of these kids that come from impoverished backgrounds don't understand they have a choice. It doesn't have to continuously be that way. They don't have to have those situations that they currently have. It's up to them to change it as they get older. So hopefully as we address our activities as we go through, we'll get it done. All right, Coach, go to the next one. Looking for our special needs students, we have holistic inclusion, so we need to continue that. So we need to make sure that they're included in all our classrooms, they're afforded the opportunity to participate in all our extracurriculars, our clubs, our events, again, to make them well-rounded individuals, and by being well-rounded, it helps to increase their chance of success. Recognize and emphasize, build off their strength. Even though some of these students have special needs, they have a large spectrum that they qualify for these special needs that they need to be more successful.